Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive deep into personal finance?
Always exciting to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. This deep dive is all about getting back to basics with basic tips on personal finance.
Sounds like a good plan. Got to have a solid foundation.
Definitely. So let's get right into it. The source really emphasizes knowing where you stand financially. They call it figuring out your net worth.
Right, that's your assets minus your debts. It's like a financial snapshot, right?
Exactly. And I think it's a good way to start because once you know that, you can start making informed decisions. It's like taking inventory before you start a big project, right?
Yeah, I like that analogy. You got to know what you're working with. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about understanding what they mean.
Oh, that's interesting. How so?
Well, for example, the source talks about good debt versus bad debt.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Like a mortgage on a property that's going up in value that can be considered good debt because it's an investment.
Makes sense, yeah.
But things like high interest credit card debt, that's usually considered bad debt.
So it's not just about paying down debt in general. It's more nuanced than that.
Exactly. Got to be strategic.
So once we've got a handle on our net worth and we kind of know where we stand, what's the next step?
Well, no personal finance deep dive is complete without talking about budgeting.
Oh, yes, the B word.
I know it doesn't always sound fun, but trust me, it's essential.
It's kind of like the foundation of a house, right?
Exactly. It's about making deliberate choices with your money. And, it's not about restricting yourself. It's more about like aligning your spending with your goals.
So true. The source actually mentions listing every expense, even those tiny little things like that daily coffee or...
Yeah, the micro expenses, right?
Yeah. They can really add up, can't they?
Absolutely. And a simple framework like the 50-30-20 rule can be super helpful.
50, 30, 20. Refresh my memory.
Sure, you allocate 50% of your after-tax income to essentials, needs.
Got it.
Then 30% goes to wants, like entertainment and dining out.
Okay, makes sense. And the last 20%.
That goes towards savings and paying off debt.
Oh, that's a great system. Easy to remember, too. And speaking of making things easier, our source also talks about using technology to manage our money.
Definitely. Technology can be a game changer.
They specifically mentioned electronic bill pay. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm a huge fan. It's like having a personal assistant for your finances.
I love it.
It really simplifies things. You can set up automatic payments so you never miss a due date.
Yeah, no more late fees.
Exactly. Plus, many banks offer integration with budgeting apps.
Oh, that's really helpful.
Yeah, these apps can give you a real-time breakdown of your spending habits.
Like automatically.
Some even categorize your transactions. You can see exactly where your money is going.
That's amazing. I remember when I finally set up automatic bill pay, it was such a relief. I felt like a weight had been lifted.
Totally. Streamlines everything.
All right, so we've talked about knowing our net worth, creating a budget, and using technology. But now comes the fun part.
The exciting stuff.
Yeah, planning for the future. Our source calls this the most interesting and exciting part. And I'd have to agree. This is where it gets really personal, don't you think?
Absolutely. This is about your dreams, your aspirations. What do you want to achieve?
Exactly. It could be anything, right? Like early retirement, buying a dream home, starting a business.
Traveling the world. The first step is to define those goals. Then you can start making a plan to reach them.
Okay, so once we've got our goals, what are some strategies for actually reaching them, especially when it comes to investing?
Well, one option that's great for beginners is investing in index funds.
Index funds.
Yeah, they track a specific market index, like the S&P 500.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
So instead of trying to pick individual stocks, you're basically investing in a basket of stocks.
So it's less risky, right? More diversified.
Exactly. It's a more passive approach and can be a great way to build wealth over the long term. And the best part, you don't have to be a financial expert to get started.
That's great advice. So, to recap, we've talked about understanding your financial situation, the power of budgeting, the benefits of technology, and the importance of planning for the future.
It's a holistic approach to personal finance, taking it one step at a time.
Definitely. And any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Remember, it's a journey, not a sprint. Start small, be patient, and stay consistent.
Great advice. And one final thought for everyone. We talked about aligning your spending with your values, but what about aligning your investments with your values?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of socially responsible investing, or SRI?
I have, but I'd love to hear more.
Well, it's basically investing in companies that align with your ethics, your social values. You can grow your wealth and make a positive impact on the world. Definitely something to think about as you continue on your financial journey.
I like that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Of course. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into personal finance. See you next time.
See ya.